In November, control of the U.S. Senate may run through Maine, where Republican Senator Susan Collins is seen as vulnerable.
I am running because it is time for change.
To flip Maine, Democrats had pinned their hopes on Graham Platner, a combat veteran who surged through the primary by portraying himself as a working-class oyster farmer, ready to take on big corporations.
The fabric of what holds us together is being ripped apart by billionaires and corrupt politicians.
Platner quickly became the darling of top progressives like Senator Bernie Sanders, who viewed him as the Democrats' answer to President Trump's economic populism.
We all have got to come together.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz traveled to Maine to campaign for Platner in May. And U.S. Senator Tina Smith said that if she lived in Maine, he'd have my support, no question. They endorsed Platner despite his known scandals, including a history of vulgar social media posts, a tattoo resembling Nazi imagery, and numerous allegations of mistreating women.
People fall in love with the message and then realize wrong messenger.
Democratic strategist Joe Trippi says this week's rape allegation against Platner, the most serious accusation yet, led even the strongest supporters to reconsider.
There just becomes a point when the shield comes down and it all falls apart.
After the rape allegation, Governor Walz and Senator Smith have now both called for Platner to end his campaign, calling the accusations serious and disturbing, although Platner has denied them. Still, many have questioned why it took so long for some Democrats to finally abandon Platner.
People were really drawn and inspired by his message. And the man, is a charismatic personality.
Phil Hirschkorn interviewed Platner multiple times as the political reporter for our partner station, News Center Maine.
All of that attractiveness helped him endure with Democratic voters and sail to the primary until this, of course, this other story about, committing a crime.
Maine Democrats have until July 27th to select Platner's replacement.
It's the end of a very long story that was, I think, terribly predictable.
But Matthew Gagnon, a longtime conservative voice in Maine, says a new candidate may actually have a better chance against Susan Collins.
I still actually would put her as the nominal favorite for the race, but it is definitely going to be more difficult than if Graham Platner had stayed in.
Danny Spiewak, KARE 11 News.
There's crazy politics right now. Maine Democrats are going to hold an open convention to select a replacement for Platner this month. Possible candidates include a former state Senate president, the state's former top health official, and the current Secretary of State. One person not on that list we'll talk about next.